Welcome to Referral Mastery Summit 2021. My name is Monique Harps, and thank you for being here for the All YAP Event Planning Made Simple session. So, once again, Monique Harps, I'm a certified referral trainer with Referco. I'm a realtor with eXp Realty in Norfolk, Virginia. Prior life, I was a supply chain management professional and project manager. And my top two favorite 7L strategies are events and network stacking. And today we're going to talk about the All YAP event. So I do 3 all YAP events every year. I love them because they're simple and they get me in front of all my people all year long. And so with that, we're going to look at the who, what, when, where, why, and how of all YAP events and planning. We are not going to get into the execution of the plan because that's something that Michael does in Event Mastery. I highly recommend that you take Event Mastery if you have the opportunity and your schedule permits. Why all YAP events matter? They matter because they let us get in front of our people on a regular basis. They allow us to give back to the people, give back to the community, and just, earn referrals through acts of love, appreciation, and generosity. It's an opportunity to get face-to-face with them. It's an opportunity to be in front of them through phone, text, and email, and even snail mail if you're sending a paper invitation. And it gives me an opportunity to give back to my people, and my people give back to the community in exchange. So who do you invite? You invite everyone. If you have their phone number, if you have their email, you invite them, friends, families, clients, prospects, leads, people you've never even met, but they might be in your database. You want your vendor partners and your charity partners to participate with you on this. So I invite vendor partners to attend, even if they are not sponsoring, because they may want to sponsor in the future. And I want them to see how I give back and love on my community, because I would like them to do the same. And I always have one charity partner, and I invite charity partners who aren't for that event to attend to see if there's a way for us to partner together in the future. And don't be afraid to invite too many people, because what's going to happen is a lot of people aren't going to show up. Everyone wants to be invited, but a lot of people don't want to come. So for example, this past year, last month, I invited 500 people to my milkshake event, and I had like 500 adults, and I had about 15 adults show up with their families. So with those numbers, that's kind of consistent from year to year. So you could probably even count on that type of numbers. I always have a lot RSVP, never as many as invited. And then I have less than half as many RSVP to show up. So it's not a bad thing, because you know what? I've reached out to those people through the invitation process, and then I got the opportunity to be face-to-face with some people on the day of the event. So don't be afraid to invite too many people. There's no such thing. I've invited people off of Facebook. If I just meet them and networking or something, I'll invite them to the event. What events could you host? You can host excuse me, any kind of event. You can have a coffee event, happy hour, Girl Scout cookies, events with pets, events for your hobby. I'm a runner. I could do a running event, for example. I'm not a big coffee drinker, so a Love You Latte probably wouldn't be my event, but maybe an event called I Run a Latte, because I know a lot of my running friends are coffee drinkers, so I could do something like that. You could do watch parties for sports events, or even like if you're a big movie person, movie awards, you can have a food truck. I heard a story about this guy who just bought a bunch of hot dogs, chips, and drinks and invited 100 of his closest neighbors to come have a hot dog cookout on his front lawn. So you can do all types of events. Just pick something. I recommend something that's inexpensive on a per person basis. And for me, what I consider inexpensive is about $3 to $5 a person. So under $3 or under $5, that's a good price point, I think, because it's easy to get sponsors for that kind of thing. When will your events take place? So this is important because when you're thinking about your year, so next year, 2022, 365 days, and the year after that, 365 days. And if this is something you want to be duplicatable, which is something I want to do, we want to space our events out so that we can be in touch with our people. So we want to have 3 events throughout the year, and we want them to be equally spaced apart, about 17 weeks apart. And this 17 weeks is so important. And the reason you want it to be, excuse me, 17 weeks is because it gives you time to have a 6 or 7 week invitation process for the event. And then you have about a 4-week 4-week follow-up process with your people. It might take 4 weeks, it might not take 4 weeks, but it gives you that time to take care of those things before you get ready to start inviting for the next event. And so when you're planning your event, you want to be mindful of important days. So holidays, back to school time, religious observance days. If you're in a big football town or high school or college football town, you don't want to schedule your event on game day unless a lot of your friends don't participate in game day. So those are just kind of things that you want to keep in mind. So for example, I have a pie giveaway. So that pie giveaway has to be on a specific week of the year every year, and that is on the week of Thanksgiving. So I backed that up about 17 weeks for my second event, and I backed that up 17 more weeks for my third event. And that's how I get my dates. And then after I get my dates is when I pick what event I'm going to do, if I'm going to line it up with a theme like National Milkshake Day or National Cookie Day. So speaking of my events, these are my events. I do a spring event in March, Girl Scout cookie giveaway. I partner with the Girl Scouts in my town, in my city, like my area, the troop there. And we're going to do a Girl Scout event. We did it last year. We're going to make it bigger this year. In the summer, in July, week 19, I'm going to do my milkshake giveaway. I just do it at a local restaurant, and everybody just gets ice cream, milkshakes of their choice. And then we're going to do a pie giveaway in November. And so I like these events. These events match my personality. And so I'm going to do them again next year. So I could literally open up the calendar. Let's say I'm going to do it 5 years from now and tell you when each of these events will take place for the next 5 years. And that's something you can do for yourself. Like by the time you get out of RMS at the end of this week, you should be able to be like, oh, these are my 3 events, and have it kind of planned out, what you're going to do and on your calendar. So where will you have your event? This is something that a lot of people struggle with. Is like, where do I have an event? I don't have an office. You can have it at a restaurant. You can have it at a bar, coffee house, park, recreation center. I did an event at my park because it didn't require a permit. Showed up there. There's an agent in our market who had a pie giveaway in a parking lot of a hotel. So it doesn't really matter. Like we have so many options available to us of where we can go and spaces, that if we just put our thinking caps on, we can get the resource. And they don't have to cost you money to rent. Some of these you can rent, but some of them, the businesses are happy just to have the foot traffic. How do you measure success for your event? So there's a few ways to do that. A lot of people tend to focus on how many leads they got, how many referrals they got, and how much business they got. And it's like immediate business, but that's really not what's important for us. What is important for us is, did the event happen? Did somebody come? Were we able to talk to them, right? Did they have fun? Did they enjoy themselves? Did they have a good time? Were you able to connect to people during the invitation process? So maybe you had, if you had an event and all you could do was send out the invitation by email and your numbers were low, you might consider that wasn't much of a success because you didn't take the time to get in front of your people with your phone calls, with text, with the email, because People don't attend my event because I invited them. They attend my event because I invited them like 4 times, and then I followed up again some more. And I invited them in different ways to make sure that they got the invitation. You know, were we able to give back to the community? I mentioned earlier, you have a charity partner, collect something. I've collected sensory toy items for autism, toiletries and socks for homelessness. I've seen other people collect things for shelters like rags and towels and bleach and other types of cleaners, um, for animal shelters. You might collect food, you might collect school supplies. Like there's a lot of stuff to be collected. I've heard collecting empty medicine bottles. Like there's stuff to be collected. And one man's trash is another man's treasure. So who knows? We can all be giving back throughout with our events. And then at the bottom, yeah, if you're able to generate one or more leads for yourself, but more importantly, if you're able to do that for your vendors, that is even more important. And that's what we want. That's what we're here for. We're here to give. And by giving, we will receive. And the events themselves are not the only thing for the lead generation. There are other things with our 7 levels strategy. Like if I get a deal from an event, that event is not the reason I got a deal. I got a deal because of all the strategies, everything that we've put in throughout the years, all the activities, all the mailers, all the communication, and going deeper with those people in that relationship. This is just one opportunity that gives us a chance to be face to face. So with that, my next steps for you are to pick 3 events for 2022, put them on your calendar, commit to them, and pull them off. If you've already attended event mastery, great. Dust off your notebook and put it to use. Revisit those videos. If you haven't attended event mastery, attend event mastery, assuming your schedule can permit. The link is right here. And then once you pick your events, share them. Share them in the Generosity Generation group. What event you're going to do. If you need ideas, ask for them in the group. I gave you some, revisit this. Then if you are so inclined, email me. I'd love to hear what you guys are doing and what ideas you come up with, because while I have my events picked, I talk to a lot of agents who don't have their events and they need ideas, and we're different people and they have different interests. So I would love to have your ideas to share. So feel free to reach out to me with any questions. You can contact me on my cell phone through text or voice call. You can email me, or you can connect with me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm more active on Facebook than I am on Instagram, but you can find me there. So thank you again for your time. I appreciate you coming, and I look forward to connecting with you all in the future. And I especially look forward to hearing about your events. Make sure you take lots of pictures and post them on the social media so we can see them and we can support you. Thanks for coming. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of RMS 2021.